Hello, and thanks for joining us for this week's weekly challenge. I'm Amy from Natural Balance Therapy, and each week I'll be bringing you a new challenge that will help you dive deeper into your own healing through awareness and myofascial self-care concepts. So let's get started. Welcome to this week's challenge. Last week we really focused on softening. Now for many of us this can be somewhat of a challenging concept to grasp because we're not used to really just bringing our awareness in and softening. But as you practice this technique, you will get better and better and feel more and more. So I would love to know, what did you notice over the week that changed? What challenges did you have? What successes did you have? So go ahead and share those in the comments below. But this is the start of a new week and a new weekly challenge. So if you're ready to reclaim your life, take charge, and find freedom in your body, let's get started with our new challenge. As a society, when we feel symptoms, the first thing that we want to do is just get rid of those symptoms. And so we really focus in on just the symptoms when we're doing self-care. So if we're getting an upper back tension, many of us just want to dig in and relieve tension in that area or do a direct stretch to try to alleviate those symptoms. Unfortunately, many times this leads to short-term change because we're not necessarily getting at what's causing those symptoms. The body really does give us much more information, and how we start to really delve into finding this information is through a concept called body scanning. This, I feel, is one of the key foundational steps for successful myofascial self-care, because it not only will look at treating those symptoms, but also really addressing the ultimate cause of those symptoms. So when we bring awareness in and do our scan, we're going to be observing those symptoms. So that could be our pain, or it could be our areas of tightness. But we're also going to be aware of maybe other sensations that we're picking up or other information that the body's giving us. So this may be something positional. Maybe there's a twist that we feel or a shift. It could be a weight distribution difference. So maybe one side is heavier or lighter than the other. Some people will feel temperature changes. Maybe an area is cold or hot. So this week, your challenge is going to be to perform daily body scans. Now you can do this multiple times per day. It only takes a few minutes, especially when you start to really practice this technique. It's very quick to do. And what it will do is kind of give you a baseline for what you're feeling that day. And then if you start to feel your symptoms, you can go back and do another scan, and maybe you'll notice something that's different. And this information starts to help you understand how the body is changing throughout the day, and also possibly what you can do for it when you're getting those symptoms. So let's teach you a little bit more on how to do body scanning. First thing, I encourage everyone to start out by doing it with them lying on their back. It's the easiest position to do it in because you have a lot of contact on a surface, and you're going to be able to possibly pick up and feel more sensations. So a lot of people will do this before they even get out of bed in the morning. It's a great time, you're already laying there, so you might as well take that time to just do a quick scan, notice what you're feeling as you start the day. When we first get started, we do want to quiet our mind. So I encourage you, take a couple of just nice deep breaths, let that mind kind of quiet and soften from anything that's been going on throughout the day. And then when we do scans, a lot of us feel symptoms up in this area. So I encourage, when you start a scan, go down and bring your awareness to your feet. This is going to bring, for most of us, our awareness away from a symptomatic area, and we can start to scan all the way up the body and noticing differences that we're feeling. So again, it may feel positional. We may feel a twist. We may feel a shift. Some of us will feel kind of areas that are compressed, or maybe areas that have more space. Weight distribution differences. So it could be a heaviness in one leg. When you're laying there, maybe your right leg feels like it's in more contact with the ground or table. We also may feel temperature changes, hot or cold. Some of you will see colors. And so you just want to observe kind of what those colors are that you're noticing. Some of you will feel energy. Maybe areas that feel that there's more flow happening, or that there may be areas that feel stagnant or blocked. This is all information that your body's giving you. Now, when you first start doing this, you may not really know what those sensations are. That's okay. You may not be able to put words to it. That also is okay. Over time, I hope to be able to help you understand what these things are that you're feeling and what you can do about it. So when you first start out with scanning, really just go in as if you're observing, without any need to try to figure out what it is. You're just observing to gain information. Many of us will almost imagine like we're getting a 3D image of how our body is laying in space. Or for some of you, maybe you'll get the concept of maybe almost as if you're making an imprint in wet clay or wet sand. What is your imprint going to look like? Because there's going to be areas that are heavier and areas that are maybe don't have as much of a depth to them. So to start out, just observe. Just notice the differences day to day. And then as you progress in this concept of body scanning, you will start to get better at what you're picking up. And then we start to bring it into your self-care progression. You do that before you do any type of techniques, get your baseline, and then you do your self-care, reassess with a scan. You can start to really notice the differences. So for many of you to start out, you don't know what normal is. And as you start to get better at this, you'll start to notice, when I feel these sensations, this technique helps it. That's what we want to happen. So most importantly, be easy on yourself this week. Just bring more awareness into your practice. I know you've got this. We're going to be checking in again as the week goes on to see any struggles or any challenges that you're having, but I also want to celebrate your successes. So as always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and we will be happy to help you start to understand what the body scan is. I can't wait to hear what changes you guys notice. So check back next Sunday because we'll be giving you your next challenge. But for now, just practice your scanning. Thanks for watching and diving into this week's challenge. If you want to be notified of more of our weekly challenges, make sure you subscribe to our channel so that we can give you first notice of when we put out new content for your challenges. Thank you.